Okay, so today I'm getting my hair done. We're gonna go in and see Allison. She's awesome, she's great. She's gonna dry cut my hair today, and then she's gonna put some color to get this gray out of my hair. Come with me.
Okay.
Before school, and I was always last. My hair off. One time she had me get a perm, and I was cool. How old is she? She'd be a cute baby because she's so fair. Not only am I getting my hair done, but my mom's getting her hair done too. Like mother, like daughter. That's her daughter, cut that part out. Very cute. It's great. Okay, so this is it. Can you believe this? 2 hours like this. See, she puts it on, then I go home, and in 2 hours I get to wash it out. And then you'll see in the studio how beautiful my hair is. Thank you so much, Allison. You are so talented, so creative, and I love you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julieann Hartman, and welcome to Heart to Heart. Now, today's special guest is Alison Sassoon. Now, Allison is very special to me. Well, she's a friend, but she also does my hair. She's a hairstylist. And not only is she do styling hair, but she is a color specialist. So welcome to the show, and thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
We have two redheads. Oh my gosh.
We are the redheads.
Except you don't dye your hair.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do.
Okay, see, I thought all this time that, all right, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, Allison, the reason why I thought it'd be very important to have her on the show is I've made some changes in my hair in the last year. I went from dyeing it with the regular conventional chemicals into doing henna. So we're going to talk about that later in the show. But we really want to talk about like trends, like what's going on right now. I mean, I kind of feel like, I'm a mom. I don't really watch a lot of the shows, the magazine shows that really show what's going on in the world. And the only way we get any kind of knowledge is we have to watch those shows or look at People magazine and see a star. Right. So what's going on right now?
Well, I would say the biggest trend right now is long hair. Women are letting their hair grow. They're wearing it in loose, smooth curls. They're wearing it just smooth and straight because the Brazilian blowout is making people's hair smooth and shiny. And I think you'll see that probably for the next 2 or 3 years for sure, till women just really get sick of long hair, and then they'll go back to short again.
Well, it is definitely a chore to keep the hair up. I mean, what happens to me is when I'm not doing the show or going out, it's up in a bun.
Me too. I wear mine up in a... Sometimes I wash my hair the night before. Mm-hmm. I wash it and style it, and then I put it up in a loose ponytail, and it still looks full the next day, and then I don't have to spend time on it in the morning.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
Scrunchy, so you don't get a dent.
Uh-huh, right.
And it keeps your hair full, and it's really a good trick.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, gosh. I've been a colorist since the 80s. Let's just say that. I could color hair in my sleep.
Really?
So automatic. It's just a rut that's carved in my brain. I automatically set the timer. I automatically check the bottle 3 times. It's just so easy for me because it's so learned.
Now, when you first started off, was there ever you did a color and someone said, this is not what I was thinking?
No, in the beginning, I faked it. I didn't really know for sure my outcome, and I just had a sense of it, and I wrote everything down. Mm-hmm. So if you came to me and I had really good results with you, and I wrote notes, then the next person that wanted the same outcome, I would just go look at your card.
Oh, okay.
I have every note from every person I've ever done in my whole career. I have like a box, probably this big, of people from the 80s, that aren't current, but I still could go to their card and look up their formula.
Oh my
Yeah, I can
gosh.
tell you the last
Well,
time we were in.
this is a faith-based show, and talk about faith. Because when I sit in your chair, I am believing that you're going to give me the color that I'm looking
Well,
for.
now I'm a pro,
Right.
but in the beginning, I took a liking to color, and I connected well with it. I understood color theory, and I practiced on all my relatives and all my best friends. And so I immediately had clients while I was in beauty
Right.
school. And the funny thing that happened to me is you always have to start out as an assistant. So I was assisting somewhere, but I had put in an application at a hair salon in Encino, and I got a phone call one day, and the man says, I see here that you're a color specialist. And I said, yes, I am. And I ended up getting the job.
Right?
And I kind of had to wing it.
Oh,
I was,
wow.
highlights are easy. Highlights, you develop an eye, and you have timing, and you get good at placement, and you see the outcome, so you see where you put it and how it came out, and if you want to adjust it, that's easy. But it's the reds and the browns. You don't want them too dark.
Right.
It's amazing how a client will come in and say, I want to go a little darker, and you'll adjust the formula by a half an ounce, and you'll think it's a minor adjustment, and they'll look in the mirror and go, oh, yeah, I don't want to go any darker than that.
Right. And it's just so little. Wow. Well, and as us women, we're very particular about our hair. Our hair and
Oh,
our
yeah.
nails, although mine aren't looking so great, so I'm going to hide them right now. But it's true, though. It's like our calling cards, our business card is our hair.
Right.
And I know that for me, I was a little hesitant on ever dyeing my hair. I didn't do it until I had my first daughter. And because I didn't need to. I just always had a thing about seeing roots. When I saw roots in people's hair, it was like, oh, I can't stand that. So I never did. But when I had to, then obviously things had to change. So now I have a question. As far as like, Oprah and, like the funny looks and stuff that, we've seen her in her 25 years. They keep showing pictures and stuff like that. Was there one trend that was really like that you loved that you wish would come back?
Well, I loved perming my hair. I loved getting a permanent wave in my hair.
Really?
For years and years and years, I had a perm in my hair, and I would blow out the bangs and make them straight and let the rest drip dry. And that is a look that was popular for a long, long time, all through the 80s and into the early 90s. And then the look started to change, and you kind of have to go with the look, or you look like you're stuck in a time warp. Oprah
Yeah.
has shows about people that are stuck in a time warp, and I liked big, full hair. And so when the style started to get smooth and flat, I was really uncomfortable with it for a while.
Oh, well, me too. My hair was like this in the 80s. Now, what about people that come to you like me? I had a time where I wanted bangs, and she said, and I wanted bangs up here, and she said, no, I'm going to give you bangs down here. And I was like, gosh, Allison, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm paying you for this. You could at least cut my bangs. But thank God she didn't, because I was really happy with the length that I had. And then another time, I just recently came to you and said, I've thought about it. I want my hair cut off to my shoulders. And you said, no, I'll take 3 inches off and let's see how you like that. And again, thank God that you didn't do it, because I was very happy. So what happens when people come to you?
Well, I am not one for drastic changes.
Okay.
I have a real hard time if my clients aren't happy. And so if you said to me, I just want to cut off all my long hair and I want a chin length bob, I would say, okay, first go try on a wig and make sure you're comfortable with it, because it takes a long time to grow back.
Right.
And
right.
I knew you would not be comfortable going from long hair to a bob.
Right.
And I knew that if you cut bangs, they would just curl right up the minute you sweat when you're exercising.
Right.
So I like to do a little at a time.
And it's nice that you know things about your clients, because you're right. At the time, I was a personal trainer and a Tai Bo instructor, and I was wet all the time,
Yeah.
sweaty. And you're right, I would have hated that.
Right.
So see, it's like they're almost like your personal, I don't know, your personal keeper, you're some personal care keeper or something.
I just don't like drastic changes. I had a client once that had chicken pox, and she was so housebound and so bored, she wanted to do something drastic with her hair. And she had bleach highlights, and she wanted to get a perm, and I said, oh no, your hair will break right off. And I wouldn't do it for her. Well, she went and found someone else to do it and said to me, oh, I wish I had listened to you. So I try really hard to convince my clients because I don't want them to go to someone else and ruin their hair either.
Right. That's true. Okay, so now we want to talk about the henna. Again, I decided not to do the chemicals, and I wanted to go to something that, that was natural.
Right.
And so that's what I'm doing now is a henna, which you told me for redheads is probably the best thing for somebody.
So when you decided to do the henna, at first we had to comb the internet to find the right product because henna comes in the form of a powder like dirt, and you mix it together and it's like mud, and it's thick and it's stinky and it's horrible. So we found a henna that came in a cream form in a tube. It's very expensive, but it was right for Julieann. So I ordered 3 different colors because we didn't know the outcome, and we picked up and took some hair in the back, and we made 3 distinct stripes of color so that we could know which one was going to work for you. And the darkest one was the one that ended up being the right color for you, but I would never have put that all over your whole head, not knowing how it was going to come out.
Yeah, and those kind of ones now you can do at home. So if you just think, oh, I'm just going to take this and do it, you might have...
You definitely want to pick up your hair and go underneath somewhere and do a test first.
Right.
And with henna we leave it on you 2 hours sometimes.
Do you know the last time I was there, I left it on for 6. It was total 6 hours. But look at my color.
Your hair is gorgeous.
This is what came out, and it was even more bright, at Christmas time. But that's funny. Yeah. Now another thing I want to do is that since I have naturally curly hair, there are certain cuts I can't do. But we want to look at magazines where these women with these beautiful hairdos, and you're like, gosh, I really want that, but you're looking at me going, you have curly hair. It'll never work.
Magazines are a good place to start with a look, but if someone has had their hair set in rollers and they've sat under a dryer for an hour and their hair looks that way for 5 minutes and then it straightens out, you don't really know.
Right.
People, they have tricks in magazines. They might be pushing all their hair forward, and it doesn't even really look like that. You have to, I think you have to get to know your hair from a young age. Girls can learn to start managing their curly frizzy hair. Nowadays they have these great tools that look like a brush on a stick and air comes out of the middle, and it's a styling tool for when your hair is pretty much 95% dry, and you don't have to burn it with a curling iron or a flat iron, and you can just wrap it around this barrel and the air comes out and it gives it a smooth, round
curl. Well, that's about all the time we have today. And I think there was a lot of helpful tips there. I know she's always helpful to me. And she's my personal caregiver. Boy, do we talk. We talk about a lot of things when we're there. I think that you should take on the role of a therapist as well, too. I'm sure you've got stories.
I have stories.
Sure. But today our foundation scripture is from 1 Samuel 16:7. And that reads, and this I love, 16:7. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Which is so nice, and it is true. If more of us looked at each other's hearts instead of the outside, I think that there'd be more nice people in the world. What do you think?
There'd be more feeling good from the inside.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Thank you again for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking out the time. I know this takes clients away from you when you do leave like that, but I do appreciate it. So from my heart to yours, this is Julieann Hartman and Alison Sassoon saying we will see you soon, and have a great day.